Everyone wants to use powerful AI tools like Stable Diffusion or voice cloners, but nobody wants to deal with the nightmare of Python, command lines, and dependency errors. Hi, my name is Dennis, and in this video, we'll take a look at Pinokio. Think of Pinokio as the Steam for AI apps, or maybe Vassal, but in this case, for localhost. It's a completely free open source browser that lets you install complex AI apps with a single click. The best part? It runs locally. No subscriptions to Midjourney, no data uploaded to the cloud, total privacy. But before we install it, we need to have a serious talk about your hardware. Pinokio makes installing easy, but your computer still has to do the heavy lifting. This isn't magic, it's hardware. To run these tools effectively, it's paramount that you remember that you need a powerful NVIDIA GPU. The ideal VRAM recommended for most of these projects is between 8 to 12 gigabytes of VRAM. That will give you a smooth performance. The minimum you need is around maybe 4 gigabytes, but that will be noticeably slower. One more thing to remember, we also need to talk about storage. AI models are massive. You need to have maybe 30 to 40 gigabytes of free space on your hard drive just to get started. Some video models alone are like, say, 20, 30 GB. So it's paramount that you create some space before we go ahead with the installation. That said, let's proceed with installing Pinokio. To download Pinokio, we'll head on over to pinokio.co. I'll leave the link down in the description below. And once we load the website, you can see when we scroll down, there are some of the verified scripts, or rather AI apps, whichever you choose to call them. And there's Quen, there's 12GP, there's a ton of them. And most of these that are on the default page are verified by the Pinokio team. Now, what we want to do is click on download. When we click on download, you have the ability to choose your platform. If you're on Windows, you have the Windows 64-bit installer. If you're on Linux, you can choose the app image and select your particular distro. I am currently on Mac, and to be specific, I'm using the M3 Pro chip. So by default, it selected the M series version of the script, and I'll go ahead and click download for macOS Apple Silicon. I'll choose my location, save that in the desktop, and click on download. Our download has finished, so I'll just go ahead and run it. So when you run Pinokio for the first time, it may give you a prompt. For Mac users, it said, this app is downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? Now, this is mostly because this is an open source application that developers haven't paid for signing. So it's not signed by Apple. Or on Windows as well, you'll get a notification whether you are sure you want to run it. Just say you want to run it either way because it has not been signed by Microsoft. Once it opens, this is the default page we have. It's sort of like a browser, as I said earlier. And by default, it goes to the This Machine page. So once you start installing more and more AI apps, when you load this page, the AI apps will be showing up here. I can decide to maybe just browse and go to the community section so that we see the apps that are available here. In community, it loads the recommended feed, and we can scroll down and see most of the recommended AI apps. You can choose the app of your choosing. For example, CloudBot has been very popular recently, but they renamed, so it's now called OpenClaw. We can go back to the page, and there are a couple of dependencies that the AI tools depend on for them to run, say Python, and there's just a number of them. Before you proceed, it's important that you install them, because even when you want to install an AI app, it will tell you that it needs dependencies, and it's important that you install them. So when we look at install tools, we can see installation required. We need this for most, if not all, for most of these tools to run. So I'll just say, just head on to install tools and click your install. And when you click install, the scripts start to run in the background. So they will download Conda. Most of the scripts that are needed to run these AI tools will download. And that way you will be able to install the tools from the Pinokio marketplace. Keep in mind, depending on your internet speed and the size of these scripts, this might take a minute. So maybe grab a coffee, grab some water until this finishes. So we had around 10 dependencies and they are done installing. As you can see, this page reloaded. So when we click install tools, we have package bundles and Conda and Brew. Now the model I want to run inside of Pinokio is Qwen 3 TTS. Qwen 3 is a model by the Alibaba group, and they've done a really good job on the text-to-speech features. I'm going to do a video after this on that. So that is what we'll be installing in the next video. So to wrap it up, if you have the hardware and a little bit of patience, Pinokio is genuinely impressive. It allows you to replace expensive monthly subscriptions with your own local power, keeping your data private and your wallet happy. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know in the comments which AI tool you'll be installing first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.